Hello everyone, this is Kerwin, and welcome to an episode of Travel Talk. And no, there's nothing wrong with my neck, but today we're going to talk about neck pillows. Let's go. So I'm in this weird contraption because years ago I went to a travel conference and I got this neck pillow. Uh, and so I don't like neck pillows. They are, I ain't gonna hold it right. They're terrible devices. However, though, people seem to think that it's a good thing. And so lots of people actually use them. Now, the funniest thing is when you walk to the airport and you see people with these neck pillows. Um, they look as ridiculous as I just did with that one. Now, here's the thing with neck pillows. I don't know if they help because I don't use them, but it depends on the airline you're traveling on, right? Now, most of the airlines, at least the I want to say the full service airlines, they have little wings behind your head, and you can turn the wings in, and then it stops your head from going, if you put them close enough, stops your head from going, from side to side. And so when you fall asleep, you don't end up leaning on the person next to you, which I've had that happen on quite a few flights. One of them was a little boy, I think it was. We were going from it would have been Abu Dhabi to JFK, and the little guy fell asleep. And it's a long flight, like 13 hours, and he fell asleep, and his shoulder, he basically fell asleep on my shoulder. His mom was next to him, and she never took the little boy and put him in her lap. Uh, the little kid just fell asleep on me the whole time. He's a little kid. He's asleep. He doesn't know. And so I didn't move him because he was comfortable. And mom did nothing, absolutely nothing for this little one. So, I get it. You get tired in airplanes. I've gotten tired in airplanes. But when you're on the planes that have the little wingy thing is behind your head, you don't need the, you know, um, so yeah, you just don't need them. But now on the low cost carriers, they don't have the little wingy thingies. And so all you have is just the back of the seat. And sometimes if you're taller, like I am, your head will go over the back because the seats are shorter. And so your head doesn't fit properly in them. They should be the normal height, but I don't know. In some of these airlines, they're really short. And when I sit up in them, they reach me like at the back of my neck here is where the thing. And when it does that, it really hurts. So unless you're in the window or something, and putting your head on the window is really nasty at times because people just lean there all the time. What I normally do when I travel is I will take a hooded sweatshirt with me and I will put that over my head and I lean on even and I'll lean on the back. Or like I always do is I bring wipes and I use like the Lysol wipes or Clorox or whatever wipes you want to get. I take those with me. They're little packs that you can bring, and I'll put some links to those. They're little portable packs that you can bring. And now here's a tip. They're really very expensive if you buy them on at the store, but if you go online, you can get them much, much cheaper. I'll leave links for you. But I clean my area when I go. And if you don't think it's dirty, I don't have any pictures of it, but when I wipe down the seating area and I look at the cloth that I use, the wet wipes that I use, it is brown, sometimes black. So that means it's picking up all the dirt that's been on that seat. Because typically the airlines, they won't clean the tray table uh in between flights. Matter of fact, they won't clean anything. But at nights, when the airplane is overnighted, they do what's called a more thorough clean, and they should clean the chair tables and stuff like that. However, though, I've been on 6 a.m. flights, still dirty, so they haven't cleaned them. So, you don't have to take my word for it. Just bring a wipe with you next time on the plane, and you clean your seat. and you clean your tray table, clean your armrest, and you see how dirty that thing is. It's just not cleaned. Um, uh, I was on a flight once, and the guy in front of me was throwing his trash under his seat instead of under the seat in front of him. He was putting it under his own seat. But what that meant, he was putting them on my feet because my feet was under the seat in front, under his seat. And so, I didn't want to have an argument with people because when I fly, I don't want to have an argument with anyone on the plane. And so I just, I didn't say anything to him. I should have probably at least told the flight attendant, but he knew what he was doing. So it's not like my telling him gonna change anything because he knew what he was doing. Um, but I didn't bother. But I'm getting distracted from my neck pillow story. But I'm not a fan of neck pillows. I see people use them. Here's my thing about the neck pillows. Uh, some of them you blow up, and then you can use them, and then you take the air out and you pack it away. Some of them are not. They use, I don't know what, like this one is like a spongy thing that's in it, and that's what's in it. So you can pack it away. I think this particular one comes in a little bag, and you can put the bag in, you can add it to your thing. However, though, sometimes you just don't have, like when I travel with pretty much one bag, and I don't have room for neck pillows. And I don't hang them on the outside because some agents, that you're allowed two pieces, a personal item, which is usually your purse you know, or another bag, computer bag or something like that, and you're allowed another piece. And oftentimes the gate agents would be like, well, you need to put everything together because now with your neck pillow you have three bags instead of two bags, and so you have to find space in that bag to put it. So um, I don't do neck pillows. So you tell me if you do neck pillows, and it's okay if you use a neck pillow. Everyone is up to whatever makes you comfortable when you travel. I still think it's very funny to see people with them, and because they just like fun with this thing. Like when I started, you just fun with this thing around your neck. So let me know what you think about neck pillows. This is Kerwin with PassRather.com and CruiseAltitude.com. Do have a great trip. And if you happen to have a neck pillow, that's fine. If you happen to not have a neck pillow or use one like I do, that's also fine. Have a great trip and talk to you soon.